Oh no! My cakes will burn! This is illegal, you know. Welcome back to Not Zelda. You should disregard Philips and their CDI, but instead take their screwdrivers from their cold, dead hands. And cold is where we're going. Yep. You thought that wasn't going to integrate into the actual thing I'm doing, did you? Neither did I. Oh yeah. This music's kind of nice. Oh, I think all of Ice World is slippery, so dial down the friction, because it's ice time. See you on the ice side. Oh, wait. Alright, so picture the following. I immediately get a Yoshi, despite the fact that I was in a castle, unless I borrowed it from the previous level. No, I couldn't have. Yoshi would have been dead if I'd brought it into the castle. So consider that you made a Yoshi power-up happen very close to a Yoshi egg that was already there. What did you think was going to happen? One of them's going to die. You can't be doing that. That's not to say it would make it difficult or just... I just feel like that's kind of not what you should be doing. I don't want to say I'm a level criticizer, but yeah, I kind of am. I could just do like... I could do like ROM hack reviews, huh? Couldn't I? I guess no one really does that too much, so... Maybe if I start my own podcast or something. Considering YouTube supports podcasts now, that's not too far from the truth, but I don't... I need, like, more information about how they're, like, implemented, not integrated. I need more information about how they're implemented. If it's just like an audio track, if YouTube wants to just have audio tracks with no video on them, I can understand that. Considering that they already do YouTube shorts, I mean, may as well just take away stuff from the video and make it content. Wow! Monty, Bull, Snow, go. This Monty, he wants to tell you about the three-door Monty problem, which I swear I think I mentioned every time I run into a Monty Mole, so I guess we're just gonna stop that now before it gets crazy. I will remind you that I didn't understand it the first time, because it turned out the question had nothing to do with what I thought was mathematical, and it was just the perception of the bluff, rather than the actual equation I was having trouble with, apparently, at that time. Yeah. I just didn't like when I was taking the computer science class, I was just like, alright, so what do I do? It's just like, no, you're just gonna have to do it yourself. I'm like, but I don't have instructions to what to do. Like, I was under the impression it'd be like math, and I'd just be like, okay, here's what you want to happen, I will just go make it happen. It's like, nah, you got options, bro. And I'm just like, that's no better than an art class, so, I don't know. I'm fine with art classes. I just never understood art grades. Like, grading someone's art. Because I guess the grade part would just be making sure your art is, like, you know, physically stable. Like, you actually know how to make the... Like, you draw in between the lines. Okay? There. It looks like something. Grade A. You pass. But no, that's it. Besides the wondering how the hell, like, grading went in, art class is fine. Although, I'm always amused when gym class turns out to be like a health class for the purposes of, well, we have to give them homework for gym. Fine, we'll make it part health class. It's like, you go into the gym at the first part, and then the second half, you just walk away at the class tired. It's like, I just worked out too hard, and then you do the health class. I think I remember doing a report on gambling addiction, actually. Which, of course, my mom criticized me doing, because she knew I'd picked a topic that was too difficult. It's like, why do you do these things to yourself, Tom? I'm just like, I don't know, I thought it'd be cool. It's like, but you purposely chose a harder subject to research. And I'm like, yes, I did. So, maybe there was always a challenge seeker element in me that I wasn't aware of. All my friends are challenge seekers. Well, I guess. It's kind of what we have in common. Even if we're narrow-dwell rogues. I suppose that makes sense. Maybe we should all just be chaotic good friends. That would work out the best. Chaotic good friends are the best. Believe me. There's nothing worse than a friend that wants to be exactly like you. But at the same time, you need friends that kinda act like you in an overlapping respect. Because then otherwise, how am I going to do all these two-player videos? That's not happening, is it? No. Oh well. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't go seeking out for it. Simply because of all the single-player content I can already do. So, I guess I'm just happy with what I want. If I'm happy with what I want, then that means people want to do... Yeah. That kind of bullshit. It's just like, no one's gonna like you if you don't like yourself. It's like, who decides if I like myself? I do. That's so reflexively bullshit. I don't know. Self-help books. It's okay. We can... Oh, this part was really annoying because, just so you know, the slippery is not turned off. So the skull platform is slippery also, and that's not really good. That is really not good. Kind of just had to try to make sure I stayed in one spot the whole time, even if it looked kind of compromising my position. And also, if that shit's on fire, why is it... Yeah, exactly. We got a Hailfire Peak situation, my guys. Oh well. I still love that in Heretic when we had basically a Hailfire Peaks level. That was fucking cool. It's like, I'm slipping on the ice! Like, your character's slipping on the ice, and there was also lava. It's like, but why? I don't know. Fantasy first-person shooter. That's like some Forgotten Realms bullshit. Actually, wait, no, I like Forgotten Realms, so, okay. I mean, it's bullshit as in, it's crazy, and I like it. Tone it down! Yeah, upside down, Buzzy Beetles, what you gonna do now, outbound cow? That lazy dog jumped over the quick fox, yes he did. Yes he did! He went all over the alphabet with that shit. 40 stars? Woo! I mean, coins. Coins. You knew I meant coins, right? They're just coins. Trust me. Coins only. This is a coin-only zone. Frozen Manor. Well, sure. Why not? We're just gonna have a ghost house every world now, aren't we? I'm okay with that. I don't remember if it's every world, though. Like, obviously it wasn't World 1. And this ghost house does not have a secret exit, so don't worry about it. Just get on through. My wife's favorite levels are the ghost house levels. And I think she just likes Victorian ghost stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. We're quite a couple. She likes ghost houses. I like factory castle things. I think it works. Yeah. Helen... Later Mario parties, she chooses to be Boo, and I choose to be Dry Bones, and we're like the undead team, and it's cool, and you can't stop us. Fuck you, if you think so otherwise. Of course, since I know how to do, like, most of the minigames, I've taken the role of I just take point, and then she just runs interference. As in, screws with everyone not in first, aka me. Even if it's at no direct benefit to herself, because, you know, if we're just sharing the coin stars anyway, why would she need to worry about it? She wouldn't, so she's just free to go wherever across the board to screw with people. It's a good system. I think that's what a team's good about, yeah. I always thought about how, for, like, old DOS games, how they do network-wise, how are people Let's Playing multiplayer Doom stuff, I wonder? Or just modern PC games where the multiplayer is just per screen, because I don't see them combined together so much. I'm not sure how good that is to do. I think for one of those situations, one would have to find a way to have both people record in tandem and then just put them together, but that's kind of a hard sell for two people, and then it's even harder the more people you add. So I'm not really 100% feeling that idea. But with simultaneous people, yeah, or, you know, simultaneous co-op on the screen, it's fine, obviously. Not that it's always perfecto. Or it could just be one of those things where it's just like, we're both live and you're seeing what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, that's what's going on. That was a good place for a star. Thank you. Very well placed. Fuck that room. I was frozen today! This manor gonna let it go. Yeah. I used to think that the frozen would annoy me, but now, not really. Turns out it only annoyed me because it was people were spamming it constantly. had nothing to do with the actual content of the movie itself. So, we're all good. Although, I find Frozen 2 to be questionable in terms of writing. That's about it. I don't have much more to say on that. Kind of wish Disney went back to 2D animation, though. That would be nice. Remember what you were known for, Disney? Like cartoons? Did you forget that? You did? Oh no. Well, at least Warner Brothers remembers it draws stuff. And look what that got it. Yeah, I see. Ted's Frigid Lake. Oh boy! It's Torpedo Ted! He's back! We got a whole Torpedo Ted level. Of course we do. No ROM hack of Mario World is complete without a level specifically dedicated to Torpedo Teds. Because you know what? He deserves that. He doesn't get used enough in these underwater levels. May as well. I find it more interesting when I know I've played at least one mod where we had Torpedo Teds that are above water, and what you do is you just spin jump on the torpedo and go crazy. I think it was Luigi's Adventure mod by this Japanese guy. I have to remember to do that. Guys, remind me to do Luigi's Adventure. The reason I haven't done it is because it's probably... It's the hardest kind of Mario mod that isn't actually Gaizo. So, I mean, I might be better at it now, so maybe I should just try that? I don't know. You can tell me how that works, though. We'll see. Plus, I have to look out for the version information because there's big differences between his Japanese releases and his overseas editions. So, I have to be mindful of that, too.
What do you think this gray switch is gonna do? Is it gonna look pretty on your rack? In Scrabble, your girlfriend does not get a bad rack swap. Too late, you're stuck with it.
Dun dun do da do. That's right, Bullet Bill and Torpedo Ted. They have an excellent adventure. Yeah. Man, I gotta watch that movie. I don't know. So I was looking at some information about the 90s Street Fighter cartoon, and the voices are just those Canadian guys from like Reboot and Beast Wars. I'm like, perfect! I love those guys. Like, anytime you have Scott McNeil, it's like, they're here. The gang is here! I'm gonna have to skimp out on this part because I want to make sure I have enough video time for the second video, so we're gonna skip going that way for the moment. Since it would bypass the fortress, actually.
Yeah, don't worry, I got it all planned up in my thinking cap. Yes, I do.
What's all this, then? Actually, that's kind of like... Just kind of put a muzzle on those sea urchins, it feels like. Really clamping down on that bullshit. Clamp is a water move in Pokemon. Yeah, I am thinking about, it's like, why don't I do RPGs? I'm just like, I already know. Grinding takes time. And if I was doing an RPG, I don't know if I'd feel right trying to do post-commentary. Because, I mean, it's already slow enough.
It's already slow enough, man.
I guess some could benefit that aren't quite entirely RPG, like, say, Paper Mario, because of the way the battles turn out. Which I thought about, too. I'm basically getting my ideas from one guy, but no. No, it's cool. A few guys. A few 5 guys. It just means I need to broaden my horizons. It's, Jesus, someone just... Let me pull up my 90s action cartoons. Then I can have some content for y'all. For y'all? That's a southern thing. You can't say that. I can say whatever I ain't damn well want, please. Got that, stranger?
Stranger! I'll sell this ROM hack reproduction cartridge at a high price.
That's how I imagine people doing that sound.
Ha ha ha! Someone else's work and I'm selling it. Ha!
You know they only get away with it because then if they were somehow sued by it, then Nintendo would get wind of it and be like, wait, shit! You know, It'd be the difference between getting sued for something that it really isn't immoral versus someone who should be getting sued, but they can't under the pretense that the person who needs to sue will get in trouble. It also comes up in my YouTube videos, would you believe that? Basically, the reason why I don't really monetize things, well, besides not annoying my audience, haha, but it's because a lot of companies claim music that doesn't actually belong to them, and they belong to Nintendo, but you can't actually write that as a reason. I'm hoping we find a way to deal with that, because I should not have to represent Nintendo and say, hey, this isn't your music. Oh, it's like, oh, and that's why you shouldn't put that video up, right? I'm just like, no, it's just, it doesn't mean it's not your, you know, it's a false pretense, because you put the onus on someone who's not at fault simply because they're doing something you may not like, but there's actually nothing wrong with it, and there's more wrong with the person. So you let the person who's doing even worse things to get away with it, and I feel like that's unacceptable. I would have talked about that more, but I found as it just kept happening to me, I realized it would just happen to the YouTuber community at large, so I didn't need to point it out, hopefully. But it does happen to me. I figure I talk about it at least once. Should be getting a red Switch soon. I don't know why, though. One thing this mod doesn't do enough is we don't utilize the Switches enough. As in, by the time I get the Switch, usually these Switches are just a gate to get to the secret level stuff anyway. But no, we don't get enough usage out of these Switch blocks. Unfortunately. I mean, they're still good, but by the time you need them, you already have them. And it's not just because I've been so diligent either. But maybe that is why. You know, I have a different perspective from someone who, like, looks at the game, like, from a bird's eye view. Sees, like, here's my plan. Here's what's gonna happen. That's kind of how it goes. I'm always like that. I'm like that with, like, every level of every game. Like, not so much, like, platforming levels, but with first-person shooter levels, I'm like that. I look at the level, I'm like, alright, how are we gonna do this? You know? How are we going to... Oh, yeah, classic Crash Bandicoot stuff. Oh, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I was actually worried that the gate might activate when I went under it, since I've been in situations where that very thing happened and I ended up dying. Because I tried to fly under it and back up. And it just activated. I'm like, but why? Why have you forsaken me? It's like an abused dog that doesn't understand what's happening. It's like, what? Wendy's Icy Fortress. Earth to Mario, this is a Wendy's. Okay. You're in the wrong discussion board. You came to the wrong side of the neighborhood, Mario. It's supposed to... I like who Wendy is based on, by the way. It's probably the least family-friendly musician. Good, though. Otherwise, no one would remember. I don't even know. Alright. What is the theme of this castle besides, shit, I'm still slipping despite the lava? I guess that is it. I'm still slipping. I'm slipping, sliding, falling all over the place. Hey, I wonder if I touch the spike, and then while I'm damaged, I try running across it and it also slips. I guarantee yes. I was not going to try that, though. But that's probably what would happen. Just based on inference alone, we can infer that these properties exist in this format in the game's programming code. With a bit of hex editing, if we could make Mario invincible without being able to take any damage, we can find out if the spikes are in fact slippery without risking our person or our private property. As long as we put it back. As long as we put it back. It's icy and shit, okay? Sheesh. Listen, Mr. Koopa Man. I've got the Koopa plan. Alright. Well, I do like a vertical fortress, because that means no falling off. The number one killer of any time I play a Mario game, it's me falling. It's never the enemies, it's always the level that kills me. Although, that's not to say enemies don't kill me, because they can. And certainly bosses. But it's usually the level that kills me. It's true. Whereas in first-person shooters, it's the opposite. The level doesn't really kill me. Although it could. And what do you do, besides the usual Mario 3 bullshit? Well, you're shooting fireballs. I imagine you're gonna fire rings, right? Yeah, okay. She's firing those lifesavers. That's what we expect Wendy to do. That's what she does. And she's on fire! Oh, okay, there we go. Dun 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 dun. The curse is clear. Curse you, Mario, for being the best at what you do. Well, this is Ice World, so maybe we're in Canada now. Specifically the Yukon Peninsula. Yeah. Bomb Cloud Skyway. That, yeah. I think I like this kind of, like, English speak. A very blunt way of putting it. I'm like, yeah, like, you don't have to have a fancy name. It just describes what's going to happen. And that's good enough for Game Wolf Plays Classic Mario World 2, The Great Alliance. I'll be back.